The music world is abuzz with a new narrative that few could have predicted. Jin, the eldest member of BTS, is being hailed as one of the few artists capable of standing toe-to-toe with Taylor Swift on the global stage. With his solo releases Happy 2024 and Echo 2025 achieving record-breaking streaming numbers, Jin has become a phenomenon whose momentum shows no signs of slowing down. Industry insiders now argue that he is no longer just a K-pop idol. He is a global force whose impact rivals even the most dominant figures in Western pop. Taylor Swift has long been regarded as the undisputed queen of global charts, with her albums consistently topping Billboard, Spotify, and Apple Music rankings. Yet, in recent months, Jin's solo ballads and pop-infused tracks have steadily climbed to the same level, sparking comparisons that once seemed unimaginable. His track, I'll Be There, for instance, recently surpassed 200 million streams on Spotify, placing him in the same conversation as Swift's chart-topping hits. While Swift's reign remains unshaken, Jin's rise demonstrates a new balance of power in global music consumption. What makes Jin's ascent so remarkable is the context in which it has happened. Unlike Western superstars who enjoy uninterrupted careers, Jin completed 18 months of mandatory military service before returning to the industry in June 2024. Rather than losing momentum, his comeback has been met with overwhelming anticipation, fueling a wave of fan engagement and chart success that even Western analysts admit is rare. This resilience has been described by American media as a post-military renaissance, elevating Jin's story into one of resilience and triumph. Experts also point to Jin's unique artistry as a factor in his ability to rival Taylor Swift. While Swift is known for her deeply personal storytelling and lyrical brilliance, Jin brings a universal emotional quality to his music. Songs like Moon and Epiphany, already fan favorites from the BTS era, laid the groundwork for his solo projects. Now, tracks like Running Wild and Heart on the Window showcase his ability to merge heartfelt lyrics with soaring vocals, resonating across cultures and languages. This global accessibility is what makes Jin a direct competitor to Swift in the streaming era, where borders no longer define music consumption. The media has been quick to highlight this unexpected rivalry. Billboard recently noted that Jin's fan-driven voting power, which secured him the Fan and Star Choice Solo Award at the 2025 The Fact Music Awards, mirrors Swift's ability to mobilize her fanbase, known as Swifties, during album drops and tours. Both artists share an intensely loyal fandom, Swifties and ARMY, who not only consume music but also act as cultural movements in their own right. Big Hit Music, Jin's agency, has remained cautious in framing his rise, emphasizing gratitude toward fans rather than fueling direct comparisons. Still, industry speculation continues to grow. Could Jin become the first Asian solo artist to consistently rival Western heavyweights like Swift at the top of the global charts? Analysts suggest the possibility is no longer far-fetched, given the trajectory of his recent releases and the anticipation surrounding BTS's full reunion in 2026 for fans. The conversation is more emotional than analytical. Many ARMY see Jin's current success not just as a victory for him, but as a victory for Asian representation in global music. To see his name mentioned alongside Taylor Swift is, for them, proof that boundaries are breaking and the influence of K-pop is expanding further than ever before. In the end, the comparison between Jin and Taylor Swift is less about rivalry and more about recognition. Both stand as giants in their own right, commanding loyalty, breaking records, and shaping culture. Yet the fact that Jin is now being mentioned in the same breath as Swift marks a historic moment, not just for him, but for K-pop and Asian music as a whole. As the year unfolds, the world will be watching closely. Will Jin continue to close the gap and perhaps one day surpass even Taylor Swift in global influence? Or will this moment remain a symbolic reminder that K-pop's eldest, worldwide handsome has officially transcended borders to join the elite? Whatever the outcome, one truth is undeniable. Jin's place among the greatest names in music is no longer a dream. It is reality. What makes this narrative so compelling is how it challenges the long-standing dominance of Western artists on global charts. For years, Taylor Swift has been the symbol of international chart supremacy, a cultural juggernaut whose releases dictate the rhythm of the industry. Now, with Jin's meteoric solo rise, the paradigm is shifting. He is not merely a Korean artist breaking into Western spaces. He is redefining them. His presence on charts once monopolized by Western acts sends a clear message. The global stage is no longer one-sided. Even American critics, often skeptical of non-Western acts, have begun acknowledging Jin's staying power. A feature in Rolling Stone described him as a new kind of global star who bridges fandom-driven energy with universal artistry. This is precisely what places him in Taylor Swift's orbit. Both artists are not only loved but actively mobilize millions, creating phenomena that ripple far beyond the boundaries of music. What's striking is how Jin achieves this while maintaining humility. Unlike many Western celebrities who rely heavily on media spectacle, Jin continues to approach his career with quiet sincerity. His heartfelt messages to ARMY, his thoughtful interviews, and his calm demeanor stand in contrast to the constant dramatics of Western celebrity culture. This difference makes him not only admired but respected, carving out a reputation that resonates deeply in both Eastern and Western audiences. For South Korea, this is more than a personal triumph. It is cultural history in motion. Jin's rise signals that K-pop is no longer the outsider genre fighting for recognition, but a mainstream global powerhouse capable of rivaling even Taylor Swift's cultural machine. His journey from military discharge to award-winning solo artist proves that resilience and authenticity can shatter borders, while also inspiring a generation of Asian artists who dream of the same global reach. Fans, too, feel the weight of this moment. For ARMY, every new milestone Jin achieves is not just his, it's theirs. They see in him a reflection of their own dedication, proof that years of voting, streaming, and unwavering loyalty truly matter. To watch him placed alongside Taylor Swift is validation. ARMY's love has turned into a force powerful enough to rewrite the global narrative of pop music. Of course, the comparisons will continue, and so will the debates. Who is more influential, Taylor Swift or Jin? Who commands more loyalty, more streams, more cultural clout? But perhaps the real story lies not in rivalry, but in coexistence. The fact that a Korean artist is now being seriously compared to Taylor Swift marks a cultural breakthrough of seismic proportions. It signals a future where East and West no longer compete from separate arenas, but share the same stage as equals. As Jin prepares for his next solo chapter and the long-awaited BTS reunion in 2026, one truth stands firm. He is no longer chasing global icons. He has become one. His name belongs in the same headlines as Taylor Swift, Beyoncé, and The Weeknd. He is not a footnote to Western dominance. He is the headline that announces the dawn of a new era in global music, and perhaps that is the greatest twist of all. Taylor Swift may have set the standard, but Jin of BTS is proving that standards can be matched, challenged, and even surpassed. The world is watching, the charts are shifting, and history is being written. Whether you call him the worldwide handsome or simply one of the greatest artists of this generation, one fact remains. Jin has arrived at the very top. And he's here to stay. In truth, the comparisons between Jin and Taylor Swift symbolize far more than streaming numbers or award tallies. They capture a cultural clash, a moment in history where East meets West on equal footing. Taylor Swift has long been the measuring stick of global stardom, her records, her tours, her cultural dominance considered untouchable. Yet now, Jin stands firmly in that same conversation, not as a challenger from the margins, but as an equal competitor at the very center of global pop culture. The power of this shift cannot be overstated. For decades, American pop stars dictated trends while Asian artists struggled to be acknowledged beyond niche audiences. Jin's current trajectory dismantles that narrative. His presence on global charts, his luxury brand endorsements, and his magnetic ability to turn every project into an international headline prove that he no longer exists in the shadow of Western artists. He shares the spotlight and, at times, even outshines them. The industry is watching closely. Executives from Los Angeles to London now see Jin not just as a representative of BTS or K-pop, but as an artist in his own right with the commercial pull of a Swift or a Beyoncé. The idea that a Korean soloist could rival the cultural dominance of Taylor Swift would have been dismissed a decade ago. Today, it is a fact being debated in boardrooms and media outlets alike. What makes Jin's rise even more remarkable is his timing. Coming off 18 months of military service, he could have faded from public memory. Instead, his return has been defined by triumph, albums topping charts, awards affirming his artistry, and a cultural impact that reverberates from Seoul to New York. He is proof that true star power does not diminish with absence. It intensifies when authenticity and talent meet anticipation. Fans understand the gravity of this moment.